everyone, Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. Hope you're all doing really well. And so, this is starting off a little later than normal. Even though there's no real set time for this, it's always a whatever time, if I get to it even on Saturdays. But it's very burny out with all the sun and the high temperatures, so I took advantage of that and made a nice, barbecue chicken pizza crust and some sweet tea without having to heat up my house. And then my sinuses have been kicking my butt, and I slept all day yesterday till sprints, so I didn't get my recording done. So we got that out of the way too. So we've still got a grim tale for you tomorrow, Monday. But in the meantime, we've got this that I got a little bit done on last weekend, and we're gonna try to knock out some more and see how far we get before either this starts driving me nuts and I gotta take meds and fall asleep, or my fingers start hurting. So hopefully y'all have some bookish crafts and we can knock them out together, or just some random crafting that you've been putting off and you can do that with me. So we're gonna kind of switch up. We've been doing just a bunch of black, and we've got yellow. I don't know how well you can see that, but we got yellow, orange, and pink squares that say that they're 3 different colors, but they're really not. Those correspond to this color, and this color. And as you can see, there's 1 shade of difference. But just to have some fun, we knocked out this little section finally. So to have some fun and change it up, I'm going to grab a slightly different color and start filling in, just to get some little changes in here. Now the fun part, especially since my nails keep breaking, and those things are very important to have when you're trying to get your thread to separate. Woohoo! Alright, we've got it started. Can we get it without it tangling? It'll be a first. Whee! Can we do it? I did it! I got 2 strings! And they didn't get tangled up and knotted at the bottom. That's a good sign. We're going to have some luck today. If I don't lose the thread, as I have done once before. That was a very rude day. Now the even harder part. Where's my threader? Here we go. Gotta give it something to bounce off of so I can see. Come on. I gotta be spited. I had good luck with the thread, so now I can't get the threader in. There we go. Eventually I'll get new glasses and they'll be a little bit easier. Maybe. Woohoo! And I don't know if y'all can tell, but of course we gotta set the mood. We've got the Harry Potter blankie, and we're watching Chamber of Secrets in the background. Because we've been watching Philosopher's Stone the last couple times, but gotta switch it up. Even though we're doing a Patronus, which didn't come out till Prisoner of Azkaban, so we're still a movie behind, but that's okay. We do our own thing. Hi, how are you? What are you working on this morning? Or afternoon, I guess. Okay, bye. I feel like I'm extra animated today. I'm looking at the screen and I feel like it's going faster than I am. Usually there's a lag. I'm confused. Maybe I've just gone bonkers. I don't know. I am bonkers. Okay. Let's pick a random spot. That might be easiest. Woohoo! Or maybe if I was smart and didn't do that the backwards way. Why did I do that? It's been a long flipping week. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna pull that. That's supposed to start from the back, and I started from the front. And it almost didn't want to come back out. Whew. I jinxed myself already saying it was going to be a good day because I managed to get the thread to work. Yeah. It's one of those lives. So if you ever feel like you don't have your stuff together, just come watch me. We'll do it off the cuff, a complete mess at all times. And then you will feel totally organized and genius. Yep. So, and there we go. Yay. Ooh, he's about to get to meet Mrs. Weasley properly. Harry just showed up at the burrow. Find out she's sweet to him. Everybody else is getting their butts whooped. But it's over. No. I might have seen this movie a few thousand times over the years and read the book several times. Oh, Ginny, they did her so dirty. She was so much more badass in the books. They just made her kind of a meek little thing in the movies. I mean, admittedly, in the beginning, she was a little bit, because, she was young, she had a crush. But then they kind of kept her that way. And in the books, she was one to be feared. Fudge. And not like the minister. Ooh, he was not supposed to be proud of their rule breaking. Oh, poor Mr. Weasley. He might be a redhead, but he's still a guy. He can't win against a redheaded chick. It's so weird thinking of him as, he's Mr. Weasley, but yet he was the bad guy in 101 Dalmatians in the live action. From Puppy Snatcher to defending the Muggleborns. Hey! Oh, my favorite ghost. How are you, Van? I'm doing well. A little scatterbrained and all over the place today. How about you? I'm okay. Kids gone, sat with Kitty considering what to read. So you're having a nice, relaxing, peaceful day. That's always nice. I say read something exciting. Or try out one of your short stories and see if you like any of them. Like, this author, yes. This one, no. I am now. I love it. Oh, Harry, he done and got lost. He's not very good at flue powder. Or speaking. Not that I want to talk. I'm so tongue-tied. I tried to do some reading this morning and I could not focus. May just continue listening to an audiobook. Yesterday's book. Yeah, hopefully that one ends up well. It didn't seem like you were very excited about it. Oh, nothing. We got the curtains open and we refilled all the feeders. We had a cute little red-headed woodpecker earlier. Came by for a couple visits, and we got our first blue jay of the year, which is super late. But now they're being skittish again. So been keeping an eye out since the curtains were open. We got a bunch of blackbirds raiding Woody's feeder. It's a banned book, so I will finish it. All my reads this month are LGBTQ+. Awesome. Mm-hmm. I'm never very good at sticking with themes. I gotta go strictly, what am I in the mood for? Or be like, yeah, this book sucks. It really didn't, but I wasn't in the mood for it, so it sucked. It's like eating a honey bun when you really want a glazed donut. It's just gonna suck because it can't compete. It doesn't fit the craving. I'm kind of accidentally reading something that would fit with June just because it's a like Mulan-ish vibes that honestly I'm surprised has not been at least challenged in, Texas or something. Now they've asked the girl who spent years masquerading as a boy to be the emperor's advisor. And I'm sure that's going to ruffle some feathers. To be frank, it's an easy theme as it's not genre locked, and I have so many. That is true. One of the urban fantasies that I was reading, it was very kind of subtle. It's like, oh, hey, this guy and his husband, I think I'm gonna have them run things, and it's just like act like it's just the most normal thing, just whatever. Just slip in that we've got a couple, we got this lesbian couple over here that are married, and these two dudes living together. But it's none of it where it's like the focus. It just is like, yeah, that's just what we're doing here. Just living in the Coven house. Actually, I kind of have fun with it because it's a series that, it takes place mostly in England, but this last one they did a lot of, sneaking off to Edinburgh, but we didn't get to see too much of it other than they were landing on the roof of some castle that's actually a witch stronghold and one that's a dragon stronghold. But you'd never know that was in there from reading the books. Like, it's not at all a plot point. They just kind of casual toss it in there. How goes the cross stitch? I'm on the boring section, but I'm getting a little bit done. So I'm hoping to finish up all of this boring outline part and then try to figure out how on earth to do the Hogwarts castle. Because, oh my goodness, I don't know what they were thinking with putting 8 different colors in that one little castle. And then not enough thread for it if you have to bounce all around. So I'm not really following them. Especially after I realized they kind of messed up with, that would make sense if that block was Harry's jacket flopping open, but then his shirt would have had to be a different color, and it's not. But that's what I get for getting 4 patterns for $15 that come with the thread and needles and everything. It's going to be a little bit on the cheap end. Apparently, when you trace my family line, I am related to one of the last Pendle witch trial executions. Which side of it were you on? Were you the executioner or the witch? That is pretty cool, though. Either way, that's pretty flippin' cool. Oh, fudge. You were the witch? Awesome, you're the good one. Don't feel bad. I'm a redhead and a woman. They'd have tried to burn me. It wouldn't have gone well for them. They'd have tried. Or put me in an insane asylum because, oh my gosh, the woman can read. And there we go. So what is? I keep wanting to go to Salem, but then, yeah, good luck getting out there. I wanted to go last year, but didn't have the money, so I'm like, I'll save up and go for Halloween this year. It was already booked over a year out, unless I want to be way outside of Salem. So that seems like a really fun thing to explore around Halloween time. Apparently, they really do it up over here. I've never heard of. Is Pendle like nearby, or it's not one that I've heard of? They don't talk about it here much. My daughter's ginger hair, green eyes with the temperament to match. Oh, you poor thing. And wow, that's. I mean, witch trials are kind of perfect for Halloween. So that and New Orleans is the other one that gets really popular, and so there's Mardi Gras and Halloween that are big for New Orleans. I can care less about Mardi Gras, but dude, vampires. Interview with the Vampire, I want to do that so bad. But again, it's probably booked out, and well, I'd planned to save money for it, and then everything went wrong, and work started cutting hours, so there goes all the saved up money for that trip. Then now they're going from we don't have enough work to get you a full week to you might be forced doing overtime for a few weeks, so maybe I can catch back up. It's basically a wooded hill not far from here. It's one of the areas locally more steeped on folklore, maybe a 30-minute drive max. Oh, nice. That's not too far away. Can really do some like creepy, haunted tales and go hang out on the hill. Get some bonfires going. That'd be fun. Especially, I know some friends that are very into it and believing in. Yeah, I could probably get them really psyched out. Of course, with me, I would end up like getting into it, trying to freak them out and get myself all psyched out. So I don't go camping in the woods. That bird hopping over the leaves is actually a axe murder that just escaped. I can convince myself of anything if I get enough into it. And that's not always a good thing. I don't think they have much of that around here. It's more of a, well, they like red hats. Let's just say that. There's a lot of red hat behavior. Not been for years. It was not an especially fun hike up the hill. It'd probably get me too. I used to climb Stone Mountain. I have not done that since like we went right after my dad passed, and that was back in 2009. That's the last real hike that I have done. Though that was pretty cool when I was with my like half sister and one of her kids, and we got to meet Chili from TLC. And I have a picture of that on my living room wall. Oh no, that was on the bottom row. We took it down because the fish tank was in the way, so I'll have to move it to the side. But that was cool. And I probably would die if I tried to hike that mountain now. Or be taking a break in the middle for more than just playing around. Did a few too many stitches, so I'm going to have to get creative with how I tie this one off. There we go. I need to walk more, I think. Last time was years ago in the Peak District, and I ended up literally in low-lying clouds. It's a bleak place. Oh, wow. My brother and sister-in-law came to visit last September? No, I think it was the year before. It's all starting to blur. Time goes really slow while I'm at work, and then really fast after that. And it's getting blurry. But we did a little hiking, and I think that's the last time I have been. We tried to find another trail that was nearby, and it was lackluster. Like, your website said there was trails, but no, there's not. It's just a little bit of woods and a lot of people fishing. And apartments and churches in the middle of a state park. What the heck? Here. Hello, man. Boy, did you get some nice sun and get disappointed trying to sniff out bunnies? They know you're here. They're not coming out. You're feeling snuggly-ish today, because somebody else also didn't want to get up this morning. He got up and was just like, I'm just going to climb out and flop over. Here's my belly. I'm not even going to give you vengeful kisses. You can walk pretty much anywhere here. Public right-of-way is a thing, even through private land in some cases. Nice. Yeah. It's not as bad, but there's a lot of, no sidewalks. So, and, you can go in a ditch, but you're not going to get a sidewalk. Usually the places we go are, I couldn't walk that far. It's usually about a 45-ish minute drive. Waiting for them to cut back the paths of the local moss so I can wander. If you got a nice place to wander, it is pretty fun. Or even just one of the older neighborhoods that are nice and shaded, and they've done up the yards. Like, I used to do laps around my grandma's neighborhood. I remember she was so pissed when the neighbors moved in and cut down all the trees in the yard. It's like, hey, this used to be a safe place for me to walk. Like, the street was completely shaded over, and now it's just nothing but evil sunlight. And no more flowery bushes or anything. You're about to start cussing him out, aren't you, little man? I see that tail wag in the window. The boyfriend just went out to cut the grass, so little man's got to do guard duty and protect him from any small children that might come out into their own yards. I live right on the outskirts of the city, so I'm literally a stone's throw from farmland and countryside. Oh, nice. You get to sneak and pet any donkeys and cows? Because I totally would. Like, oh, you want to lean up against the fence? Okay, hi. Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. They're so cute. I am definitely I'm a city girl through and through, but I like the idea of having a few acres so I can have enough trees to have some privacy and lots of flowers. Like, all right, this area is fenced off for the doggies to run and be crazy, and the rest is just going to be flowers. Oh yeah, loads of horse stables nearby and llamas. I want to pet a llama. They're so cute. I don't think I've well, no, I take that back. When we went to the petting zoo in December, there was llamas, but they were being buttheads. You couldn't pet them. They were just swinging their necks around, fighting each other. They're like, we don't get enough attention or enough room to move, so we're just going to be buttheads. But they were so cute. I totally couldn't have a farm because I'm like, great, now they're all pets and only sociopaths eat their pets. And I tried the vegetarian thing. I just got fat and I was always hungry. like by the time I make these vegetables edible, they're no longer healthy. And rice and potatoes is not a low-calorie food. I find it interesting as outside of London and Birmingham, all the other big cities don't really have an urban sprawl. Really? But, that's weird. Or maybe it's not, I don't know. I want a passport and to travel, but that's money I ain't got yet. One day I will have a work somewhere or win the lottery and I will be able to go, haha, I can take all the vacation time I want and go travel places. Once I find somebody actually trustworthy that little man doesn't hate. To be able to watch the pups. And then I can go exploring. So I totally have to do Scotland one day. And then just geek out all Lord of the Rings on New Zealand. 9 miles east is Manchester City's center and about the same north and west as other cities, but lots of rural in between. Huh. Well, I mean, I guess we kind of have that here because I'm in the middle of, farm country states. But where I grew up was, all right, 15 minutes like you're in the city and 15 minutes any direction, you're in another one. And small towns in between. Like, if mom was, went more than like 20 minutes from the house, it's because she was just trying to calm down enough not to, make one of us a missing person. Because you really didn't need to go farther than that to have all kinds of options. No, I'm in a city-ish, but it's only like 15,000 people. Still bigger than the last place I lived, where it was 8,000 folks, and a third of that was the school. We don't have a proper bookstore here. The best bookstore we have is Walmart and a few stalls at a antique store. And I got all excited. I was like, "Oh, I found one in this town if we go this direction." But it's only Christian books. Oh, Lockhart. Up to no good. Is it safe, little man? Are there any little girls out trying to play in their yard? Or old ladies, power walking? I don't know how well you can see with the glare, but we got some puppy booty going on. They're in guard mode. And he's mountain goating. Oh boy. Okay, now I am baffled because the town I live in is about 22,000 and is considered small. Everything is squash shop. Only 2 supermarkets in the town, though. Not a huge amount of anything else. Yeah, what's weird is we have like a lot of stuff. We've got 4 different Chinese restaurants. Though I only like one of them, but it's not a lot of people because there's like me, and then my manager lives like 5 minutes down the road. One of the guys I used to work with was like, 9 minutes down the road, if that. And we go from like, I'm pretty much right on the edge of like suburb town. You go 2 neighborhoods over, and it's huge lots and cows. There's actually like, I'm pretty sure it's a front for something. Like there's a little dairy farm, literally, 2 streets over from me. But you almost never see cows. And the most I've ever seen there was like 4. So I'm in the city and in farmland at the same time. And where I go to work is like literally, it's just, all right, I bought all this land to have some farm, like some cows and whatnot, and then built a factory on it. And yet the boss's son will be late half the time. Like, you literally have to drive to the end of your driveway or walk across a very small section of field. I've got to commute 25 minutes and I'm here before you. I have to walk past my boss's house to get to work, and Noah's. Well, that's awkward. Like, it's like, you can't call in sick. I know where you live. You walked in front of my house. You were fine this morning. We have loads of hair places, nail salons, and takeaways, but that's it. No big name anything. We have Walmart and Big Lots and Lowe's, which is where I get all my flowers. Except for I found some really cute succulents at Walmart this year. They have like crazy flowers on them. So it's sitting in my windowsill because apparently it's extremely toxic to me and the dogs. And probably the cat too, who likes to chew on everything. But the boyfriend got a board and made me a ginormous windowsill above the sink. So that's where I put some of my flowers that JB can't have. It used to be an industrial town, but a lot of it shut down in the 80s. Did it shut down or did it do the other one? We've got a lot of folks today. What's everybody else working on? Oh, and then they all disappeared at the same time. Like, wow, I suddenly have more people than have ever joined a crafting stream. Oh, come on, get in there. Oh yeah, we've got several factories around here. That's kind of where most folks do, because it's a lot of like boating factories, which is crazy because I'm a redhead and boats, but that means water and like sunlight because you can't really have your boat under the trees. So oops, that's attempted murder. Is Noah losing it since y'all aren't working shifts together? How are y'all going to have shenanigans and fun at work? You have no little tuck in. Ron's barfing up slugs again. Malfoy called Hermione a bad word. And again, he is basically the magical version of like a Nazi along with his parents, so bad words are kind of the nicest thing he can do. He's coming down with something, I think. Also, he is not happy as he is working all weekend and I am off. Oh, poor guy. It's no fun being sick and working on the weekend. And dealing with customers while sick. Oh, that is just... Well, if he's lucky, he can pass it on to some of the worst ones. And oh, you've gone serious ghost. It says nobody's here. What if it's just on there, or is it going to do it on my phone too? On the app, let's see. Woo! I can't find my own thing. Whee! Well, I can't actually check it here. Let's see. Does it show? No. It's all confused as to what's going on. Oh. Hey, Henry. Actually, you just missed the pups. Little man tucked himself in here. He popped in this morning. When we first started off, he was all for attention. But he said he was guarding, and now it's his nap time. And, well, Franny just doesn't, because as you've seen her a couple times, she's a big girl with a lot of hair, so she doesn't like snuggling. She gets too toasty on her own. She's sprawled out on the hardwood. You actually get nice customers, Vin? I'm jealous. There's always at least one a day that was a prick and one that was a pervert. And you're just like, really? You think that line's going to work? I'd say, what does your wife think? But you probably can't get one with that attitude. And somehow they always thought they were really hot and could get anyone's number. Maybe if I was Helen Keller and you were Bill Gates, then I would think about it. I worked at Office Depot at one time, and in the copy and print department, we had a little rubber mallet for trying to fix the old printer. One of the managers took to hiding it from me when certain folks was like, yep, they're going to cause some junk, and eventually I'm going to lose it. Let's not give the redhead that many options. It's only rubber. You can't do a lot of damage with a 3-pound hammer. Or we should start making a cover charge to cover any fees if the customers ask for it too much. Now, we get the odd one, but I just kick them out and bar them. Word gets around. Oh, I wish our managers would have done that. Like, we would have, like, the worst ones would call corporate, and then we would get in trouble for, refusing to do things like, I remember I had this guy was, oh, yeah, my copier or whatever stopped working after 10 years. So you have to return it because, I don't have a receipt because it was 10 years ago and it's thermal paper, but I promise I bought it here and it cost this much and you have to give me a cash refund for it. And obviously, it was over a decade ago and it's technology. It's crap. We got overrode by freaking corporate and was like, nope. Oh, you want to kick them out? No, you have to give them this money. We're going to say this or you're getting fired. Are you freaking kidding me? The customer is not always right, you idiots. And then you just find other ways to mess with them. It's like, all right, but how much is your time worth? Because, oops, this might take like 3 hours to process it since, it's over a decade old and you don't have any proof that you bought it here. And we're going to have to do a lot of work in the system to convince it to go along with this stupid thing that is against policy. And if you had a receipt, it would be on the receipt saying that this is against policy. Oh, and we'll make you deal with this person that has actually been here for 25 years, but you think it was her first hour on the shift. we had fun. We don't have the same. Nice. It's like I try to be patient because I've been on the other end, but sometimes customers just like, yep, have the day you deserve. I hope you get hit by a bus on the way out. They have 4 weeks for return unless it's faulty, in which case it's a year, but they also need proof of purchase. Yeah, if it's faulty and longer, they have to go to the manufacturer. Yeah, that's the policy we claim we had, but anytime somebody fussed, we were just told to roll over. And the person was like, oh, well, we just lost all this money, so now we're cutting your hours to make up for all the money that we lost. Should we cut your hours? Because you had to override and give permission for that since you're the manager. I'm just the one scanning the items and going, you're an idiot. We've got one on the couch. He's asleep. The other one's hanging out. They're living creatures, Henry. They do what they want. Like, if they're getting into something they shouldn't, yeah, I'm going to stop them and make them do what I want them to do for their own good. But I'm not going to sit there and force them. Like, Franny is sprawled out on the floor because she's way too big and overheating. And little man said he was too cold and doesn't want to be out from under the covers. Yeah, we don't do customer service. If a manager did that without head office approval, they would be nice. Maybe retail there doesn't suck as much. Here it's one of those things everybody should be stuck doing it for a year so they can get treated like crap and see how it feels, and maybe they will learn. And if not, maybe they will find a cliff with sharks at the bottom and fall off. Like, do not put me with people. They always try to, but do not put me with people. I don't like them. Oh, I agree. Everyone should do a year in retail hospitality. Yes. Be a nice, test. Half of them would probably end up like, all right, I need therapy now. Is this the kind of prick that I've been my whole life? Yes, and now you know why your grandkids hate you. Oh, is there a danger outside, little man? Crawling out just to do a little half-hearted bark. But we don't do proactive customer service. If you want stuff, ask. Otherwise, you get left alone. See, I am all for that. Like, did I just feel like you're stalking me? like, be around so I can find you to ask you, but, don't be trying to help. Don't be watching me. It's just creepy. Remember one time I was like, we got told, like, nope, you have to always be doing this. It's like, yeah, are you sure you want that policy? Because, the customers like us doing it about as much as we like doing it. They was like, wait, we're not getting sales. We need to start stalking the customers. We had so many sit there and going, nope, I'm not shopping because you're trying to help me, and it feels stalkery. Like, I know we tried to tell our managers, but we got in trouble for telling them common sense. So we try, like, y'all want sales, but you want us to harass the customer. Exactly what we said would happen happened. Ah, come on, where's that third strip? Oh, fudge, come on. Ah. Watching people's reactions to UK service versus US is always amusing. Mm-hmm. Sounds like y'all get to do it very differently. They would be losing their minds if we were excuse me? Especially all the little old, Karen ladies. It's like, I can't harass people if I can't find them. Like, the idea of packers at the tills just baffles me. Put it back in your trolley and go away and pack it yourself over there. Now, see, when I was a cashier, like the cashier, we didn't have separate people. We bagged it up for you. But I've seen some grocery stores where they have like a separate, like, all right, you're ringing it up, they're bagging it. I can do this because y'all are gonna crush my bread and my eggs half the time. Like, I mean, it's good if you've got grandma having to shop by herself because the kids and grandkids all moved far away, but it should be done there. But if you're actually good at your job, I could friggin' fly through it and do it properly. Because otherwise, you just get a bottleneck. Nope, you bag it yourself. You're shopping your problem. Okay, well, that is a little bit rude. That definitely would not fly in America. Unless you bag it yourself if you check it out yourself. Which is becoming a much more thing. I'm like, all right, so you want to check my receipt because you don't trust me not to steal. Well, then you should have just opened up a register instead of replacing them all with friggin' do it yourself. They get bugged. The boyfriend's like, I'm gonna do this. You're essentially you're shopping here and then doing their job for them. Like, if I did it, you don't need to check my receipt. Just get out of my way and let me out of the freaking store. Because the way it is here is you just got a big old conveyor belt, and well, the cashier's handling it anyway because they got to grab it to scan it. So she's like, all right, instead of it piling up on the end, we just here, it's in the bag now. It's always been the same here. We help if asked nicely. Wait, some folks ask nicely for what is this concept? This is witchcraft you have. Oscar, quit being a bully. I guess it's like you said, it's a small town. Like, oh, so-and-so's grandma was being fussy. It is gonna get all through town. So I guess they kind of are forced to not be snobby. We are tied with our scanning, so they have to keep up. Yeah, they did that at Target, but the messed up part was they would also time like it's like, all right, it's done scanning. Now we're waiting for the payment, and that would be part of your time. So if you got, some old lady that didn't know how to use the card or had to count out to the exact penny, or it's like, oh, it's a check, and they didn't start writing it until, you had already had the total. It's like, I'm not bad at my job. They just wrote a freaking check. That takes longer. And we would get dinged for them, like, taking forever. I'm like, no, I did my part faster than anyone here, but I'm getting dinged because of the customer being slow. Then stop allowing checks and make sure your system isn't crashing. Because guess what? If it crashes, it takes longer, but it still counts on my time. Minimum speed of one item every second. Nice. I know a lot of folks that cannot keep up with that, even if the barcodes were, clear. Every now and then you do get one where it's like, yay, this person grabbed something without a tag, or, it's a clearance tag and it's been sitting out somewhere and it's too filthy to read. Hours we are allowed based on units sold rather than value as well now. So if people slow jobs, don't get done. Nice. Excuse me. Ooh, Harry lost all the bones in his arm. I'm gonna have to drink his Skelegro. It's not pumpkin juice. Oh no, I think she might have just given him vodka, which does kind of taste like gasoline. That's why it's supposed to be covered with chasers. Oh, Dobby. He's so creepy, but he's got the same ears that Big Girl does when she's making her excited or a boost face. So I don't think she's ever paid the screen enough attention to realize what I'm talking about. Because every now and then I'll call Franny Dobby, and she just looks confused. Kind of like when I do JB, if you surprise him, he gets that startled owl face where the eyes get big and the ears swivel. So I call him Hedwig. And then he just gives you even more of an owl face. But he never holds it long enough for me to keep it on camera. But it's so good. They don't even know they're Harry Potter characters. Okay. There we go. don't know what little man's staring at now. I heard the boyfriend come into the garage, but he's still staring out like somebody might walk through my street. This is unacceptable. There's just a tip of a nose on the other side of the chair where Franny's sprawled on the floor. Phone died. That does happen. I've actually got mine plugged in here. Disappearing house elf. Oh crap, they're coming. Gotta go to sleep. Bring in that frozen body. I'm calling creepy. He was so creepy. Going to try and read yesterday's book, I think. Nice. Hopefully you'll end up enjoying it. I finally finished mine after reading sprints because I only had like 40 pages left. And they're mean. I was like, that one actually ended pretty good. I want the next one. It's $16 for the paperback. It's good, but it ain't that good. That's why I got the 2 books I did. They were the only ones under $10. The rest are like, well, you can pay $5 for the Kindle, in which case I'm going to lose it on my Kindle, so no, that's above my ebook price range. So I don't think I'm going to be finishing that series. Keep an eye out for a sale. It's not popular enough to be able to find it on like thrift books or anything. Get in. Come on. I know you want to stab through there. Get in your spot. There we go. It's a nonfiction called This Book is Gay, and I'm having very mixed feelings. Also, how much it books? That is... It's an interesting title for a book. This is like documenting, like, see, y'all are saying it's a choice, but yet, look at all the animals. Yeah. Did the pizza dough get all poofy yet? Is my dough all poofy yet? Woohoo! As soon as I put it out, it was like, yes. Nope, it got cloudy. So I wasn't sure if it would do its thing or not. Yay. Paperbacks here are maybe 10, hardbacks max at 25. Lucky. Like, paperbacks here are generally like $7 to $9, but every now and then you get one that's like, all right, we're gonna be nice and we'll make it $5, or we're stuck up and it's gonna be like 15 or 16. And hardbacks, if you're lucky, you can catch it on sale for 18. But now, one I want is $32. They're usually 29.
You want it on the counter?
Yeah. Well, it didn't poof as much as I like, but it poofed pretty good. No, you like to smell those herbs, don't you, little man? I'm like, I want that book, but by the time you take out taxes, that's almost 2 hours pay. No, you can't have Mama's pizza crust. Mommy puts herbs in it, and most of those are bad for you. Yes, they are. Most of those are bad for you. Depending where you go, they can be 3 pounds, especially if they are TikTok popular. What? So the popular ones are cheaper? I mean, I've heard of sales, but that's still, that's pretty flipping good. The only time I get them that cheap is, well, used. Hello, man. I'm excited when I get books for under like $5 or less. No, I got spoiled in New Mexico. Is we had one that our thrift store, you could buy bags of books for a set price, and there was this used bookstore that was going out of business. So I think paperbacks were like 25 cents or 50 cents, and then hardbacks were $1 max. I filled up my entire 5 shelf bookcase for like $30. Now I'm excited if I get a $4 book. Fourth Wing, I got brand new hardback for £11. Oh man, we're getting chippered. Then again, I think the pound is more than $1, but the pay is also probably more equivalent to. The supermarkets do paperback bestsellers too for $10. They are very disposable. Well, I mean, sometimes we have those, but they're really, really like why they're at the grocery store. Like, this was our last attempt to try to sell this really horrible book. Kind of like if you find them at the dollar store, like they'll have a little thing and it'll just be like westerns and grandma's romances. You're like, why are these not being like recycled into paper for real books? That's all you're gonna find for that price. Hello, man. Mwah. He's like, I don't know, but why are you doing that instead? Yeah. I know. You get your attention. I think $1 is about 80 pence at the moment. They keep breaking our economy. Yeah. We're just getting jipperoony to everywhere, aren't we, little man? Like, I don't know. I'm getting food and attention, and that's all that matters. I don't understand what it takes. Yeah, your food just shows up, and you yell at the delivery man who's being nice and bringing you your food that went from, $40 to $54 this month. They're not nice. It's like, roll on July when we get to vote. Yeah, we gotta wait till November, and all of our choices suck. One of them is a legit criminal. And people are saying, you should be upset that he was allowed to be charged, because what about everybody else that commits a crime? Yeah, we've always gotten busted. We can't get a job if we have a felony, and, he can steal money and be a president. And the other guy has no idea what's going on, because, it's time for Grandpa to take a nap. And those are our choices. Some people are happy. Some people like one or the other. I'm going to be holding my nose and hoping for something decent. Yeah, ours are not great, but honestly, your system is a bigger mess. America, go big or go home, even if you're going big the wrong way. We have become the laughing stock of the world. I promise we're not all that much of a mess. Just the loudest ones. And the ones with the money because they were crooked. And so they were able to steal it, but had enough money to not get in trouble for stealing it. And this is why I read fiction, because I like to pretend that the world doesn't suck and the bad guys get punished and change actually happens with like consequences and responsibility. So, not the real world. At least not the one that I'm living in. And I love the James Rollins novels. Like, oh, you have $1 billion? Well, too bad, because, that's not going to make you bulletproof. or cure, what you tried to inflict on others. Ha ha ha. Poetic justice always wins. And it's so freaking satisfying. Eat the rich is not quite being suggested, but it's getting close. You would think so, but I've had some folks legitimately go, well, if you can't be rich and crooked, then what's the point of being American? Well then, hey, if you want to help the rich, sign your paycheck over to me. You can work for free, and then you're helping someone get rich so that I can be an American. Because yeah. It's like, you understand how they get that way, right? Is the folks at the bottom get screwed, and you're currently at the bottom. Protecting them now is not going to get you up to that point where you're protected by the same idiot policy that you're saying. I don't understand these people that they're so digital that somehow eventually I'm going to become part of that untouchable super rich. So I'm going to support their keeping me down so that I can be protected when I get there. Even though I'll never get there because I'm supporting them keeping me down. Oh, it is here. It doesn't help our prime minister is richer than the king, but keeps saying he understands people's hardship. It's like, oh, you don't know how you're going to buy groceries this week, and I just had to pay taxes on my 4th yacht and 3rd vacation house, for my other 2 mistresses. Yeah, I understand you people. Yeah, I have a supervisor like that was bragging about their last vacation, and the next one they're going to take. Well, we're going, yay, you just cut 25% of my hours. And I couldn't afford my bills and food on full time. Yeah, you're not out of touch at all. No, we don't hate you for very good reason. It's like we're doing your job for you while you get paid so that you can plan vacation. Yeah. And they're not even rich. They're just, friendly with people that are idiots. I just heard a noise that I should not have heard. I think my pizza dough lid popped. Let me go check on that. Huh, you guard, little man. You stay cute on the screen. What was that noise, huh? What was that? Oh, yeah, that noise. We're gonna have some really good pizza. Yep, it was exactly what I thought it was. I have a little plastic container with the lid so I can put my dough outside and, get it to rise without having to heat up my kitchen or have flies try to get it because the towel or the plastic wrap didn't stay. And so it went, ooh, and tried to pop off slightly. What is it, little man? Huh? Let me see. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Good boy. They had to upgrade. Anyway, I will rant if I carry on, so I will shush. Yep. Just look at the puppy. Look at the puppy. Yes, the puppy is calming. They had to upgrade the electrical grid in the area he lived because the amount of power his personal residence was pulling from the national grid. Apparently, heating pools cost money. Yeah, see, if I was rich, you would know, but you wouldn't. Because there would be a lot of puppies running around like, oh, yeah, we don't have kill shelters anymore. They just move in with me. And now I don't have to look at the price of books. I just say, ooh, that cover's pretty, or I heard something about this and I want it and I buy it. So I'm going to have like a 3-story library that I'll be filming in. Like, ooh, she won the lottery. Look at those 30 dogs and those $5,000. I have bought 0 books so far this morning. Well, we are over a weekend, so that's pretty good. I've got to get one on pre-order, though it doesn't come out till the beginning of August. There's a James Rollins coming out, and he's one of the few that I'm like, I have to have it. Because I love Kim Harrison, but I don't pre-order hers anymore because I feel like the journey's still there, but I kind of already know the ending. Since my favorite series that she wrote, she ended it and did one of those like way into the future epilogues. So I was like, yay, all these people are in danger. I already know that they live because they were in the epilogue 4 books ago that was supposed to be 6 years in the future. So like that, oh my God, what's going to happen? Tension isn't there. It's just how did we get from, this mess to they were at this person's wedding or hey, they were having a kid. But James Rollins, I still don't know what's going to happen because he's a freaking evil genius that was even threatening the doggy in the last book. He's like, oh, I killed him. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Did I? Didn't. Like, you're trying to make me cry, and that's not nice. That's not what I read your books for. But also, how's the bad guy going to bite it? And he is freaking evil genius. He's like, it's a whole team of people, so we can't just be like, well, we know they're going to live because, it's their series thing. No, we have like 6 people. I could kill any character at any moment and keep the series going. That is genius and devious and a great way to keep the tension, but that is evil. He's killed off a couple of my favorite characters and threatened one of my other ones multiple times. I don't think I have read any of their stuff, to be honest. Aw. They're so freaking good. They found a dog in the last book I read near the end, and it became the post-apocalypse family dog. Yay! I love it. That's one of those things that they need to, put a warning up the front of the book. Like, there's going to be a dog in this, but the doggy's okay. Or, there is a dog in this, it's not going to be okay. So we know whether or not to read it. Because, I don't care. You can off every single person in that book. But that doggy better be okay at the end, or we're having a problem. That's why I don't trust Stephen King. He likes to off the doggies. Which is weird, because, everything you around me, he is a huge, dog lover. But then he puts them in the books and he's mean. Just trying to make people cry. Better than early on when there was an attack by alligators who were operating in a pack like wolves. What? That actually sounds kind of cool. Those giant lizards are bad enough 1 versus 1. Working together? Nah. Yeah. Avoid Florida outside of the tourist parts. And even then, be careful. Because apparently they have gotten into people's pools and stuff. So you don't leave your doggy outside. Not doing well, it's Florida. It's hot, it's humid. That's not nice. Now, apparently they are faster than they look. So you always take somebody you don't like with you that's really slow. All right, if we get chased, I'm tripping you. It's Because you don't gotta outrun anything except for the slowest person. So if I ever go to the ocean, I'm taking a really bad slow swimmer with me. But I can't outswim Jaws, but I can feed them you. That's what you get for trying to make a ginger go in the sunlight. Get revenge. Oh yeah, Noah would be toast. Oh, poor Noah. He's getting fed to the prehistoric creatures. So what you're saying is y'all will never go on vacations together because he doesn't trust you not to use him as getaway bait. Or does he know that he's the sacrificial lamb? Oh, you getting super tuckied? You don't even want to come tuck in by mama? Do you need some help, little man? He's gone under the blanket and now it's just turning in circles. He's gonna be full on, like, stuck under their burrito. And my pizza dough is determined to poof and put out some air. I just heard it pop the lid off again. It's like I got really warm and then I'm cooling off in here. Aw, I was gonna show you. He heard the pop and he came out. His eyes were big for a second. By the time I noticed him, yep. I don't know if you can see him in the glare. He uncovered himself. He's like, I heard a noise inside and it's interrupting my nap time. But I must be on guard. That's 2 noises now that I don't normally hear. Oh, he knows. I would sacrifice him for a coffee. A coffee? Dang. And here I thought y'all were good friends. You're going to sacrifice him for like $3. What do you do to the people you don't like? Do you pay folks? Like, all right, take this one to the beach today. We are, but coffee is coffee. It's coffee. It's not like it's bacon. I can understand for a couple pounds of bacon, but coffee? Ugh. Oh, little man. You only go for it if it's something mommy makes because it's full of sugar and flavored cream. Like they ignore the boyfriend's strengths unless he has Gatorade, but if mama has some, it's like, oh, she got the good stuff. Got the hot chocolate and the flavored tea and the smoothies. Oh, you go into full on bed, little man. Is it Paul bath time where you think you're sneaky? He always thinks he's so subtle going in the bedroom and he's just going to go lay on the boyfriend's pillow and lick his paw and miss and get the pillow wet for like 30 minutes. And then be shocked that he got caught. It's like, you've been doing it for a few years. We're kind of on to you when you disappear. It's paw bath time. He doesn't care about much, but does front paws. He will lick them until the hair comes off. Because they have to be extra clean. And you can touch for a shake, but that is it. Franny! Is that you in there? Or are you trying to get on the counter? My cat has wandered off. So I heard something. I was making sure Franny wasn't getting on the counter. Okay. This little man just went to clean your pillow. My cat has wandered off. Hopefully it's gone out while it's dry. Sneaky kitty. You're gonna have to, get him to do some guest appearances. I have to go love my fluffy boy in a little bit. Haven't got snubbed by Jack yet today. He always goes, I want attention, but really he just wants to be in a different room and try to sneak off. Ooh. Oh, what are you stuck on? There we go. Ooh, Moaning Myrtle's going off on her own. Poor Moaning Myrtle. She looks so much like Harry Potter in drag. But apparently it's not. I can smell my dough, and I put a bunch of spices in it. Here, if it's going to be homemade, you might as well tailor it to what you're doing. And we decided on barbecue, so I put garlic, paprika, and chili powder in the actual dough. He said that's what he wanted instead of pepperoni, which would have been Italian seasoning and garlic instead. And you gotta sprinkle a little crushed red pepper on top, but I don't like the texture of it actually in the dough. Give it a little bit of heat. I had boring pasta today. It's only boring if you forget the sauce. Pasta by itself is bleh. It has no flavor. Though it's getting on hot enough, it's about time for me to make my seafood salad, which is just like pasta, ranch, peas, and fake crab meat, because can't nobody afford the real stuff. Not for some chilled pasta. And I sprinkled just a little bit of sugar on it. And you gotta wait like a day for it to chill and really absorb all the flavors, and then it's so freaking good. Assuming that you like ranch and crab. If not, it's probably completely disgusting. Was not in the mood to cook properly. So you forgot the Alfredo sauce is what I'm hearing. Or even the spaghetti sauce. You don't have ranch? What? What kind of salad dressings do you have? That's like the most basic one. No, we have salad cream, which is horrible. Salad cream? That sounds like somebody was being dirty and messing with your salad when you weren't looking. Which, why would you eat salad anyway? But apparently people do. I like the dressing, but not the actual salad. I use it on my chicken and stuff. Mayo is a good base. Like you can buy packets of like ranch powder, and then you literally just mix it in with the mayo to make your own kind of super creamy ranch. But it depends which brands you get, because some of them use a lot of dill, which is disgusting. And things like Caesar, Thousand Island balsamic. Thousand Island, I have one sandwich that I like to use that on. You can't make Reubens without it. You can get ranch in some supermarkets. Never seen it. That is strange. So I'd have to bring a lot of foodstuffs with me. Like, I need these bits to make my stuff. And all my crazy seasonings. Dill is not massive here. The idea of dill pickles confuses me. It confuses me too. But apparently, folks love them. I always took it as one of those pregnancy craving things. Pickles are onion as far as UK is concerned. I'm good with that. I've never liked pickles, and the only good onion is a fried onion. Gherkins and peppers are incorrectly becoming popular in pickled form. I'm not sure what a gherkin is, but I don't like peppers per se. Like, you'll never see me crunching on them and dip or putting them on anything. But dry them and powder them up, and they make a good seasoning. Oh, and pickled cabbage beetroot is amazing. That just sounds creepy. Then again, I am very much a meat and potatoes. Very few veggies. Give me some corn and potatoes all day, but I like me some peas and green beans, but that's about it. It's the green cucumber thing you get on McDonald's burgers before you finish it. I've never actually eaten a burger at McDonald's. I always figured that was diced like pickle and some Thousand Island as their secret sauce. Well, I don't think we're going to see little man. He's made some appearances, but he's run off to the bedroom to have his long bath time, and Franny is hiding somewhere trying to cool off. But they've been making lots of appearances today. But we are just about done here. I've only got a little bit of thread. My hand's starting to cramp up. That I need to go love on Jackie boy. He'll be making a sad face if I wait too much longer. There's JB yelling. To be frank, it may be what we call gherkin, you call pickles. Good chance. Like, some of the stuff we call the same. Others, and I'm like, oh, that is not what I thought that was. With y'all's biscuits that aren't biscuits. Y'all's biscuits and gravy is completely wrong. Cookies are biscuits, but not all biscuits are cookies. Mm-hmm. One of these days, I'm gonna have to make that for breakfast and take a picture and go, "Here you go," for all of y'all. I know I got some British folks watching. This is what a biscuit is, and proper gravy. And you have Jaffa cakes, which are legally biscuits, and then the argument starts. I don't know what that is at all. Now I gotta Google that. kind of like what would be a moon pie over here. Maybe? So I'm seeing is something that's like shortbread with orange filling and chocolate on top. That actually sounds kind of good. It's legally classed as a biscuit, but really it's a small sponge thing with jelly chocolate topping. So it's soft like a cake. That sounds kind of good, actually. I'm not one for sponge cake generally, but some kind of, chocolate and jam on top, that sounds good. But yeah, not a cookie. It's in round form like a cookie, but it doesn't look like one. Ooh, the creepy ice cream man's coming around. But cakes have vat added, biscuits don't. It's vat. Is that like a weird form of butter or something? Oh, sales tax. Okay. That's so. Wait, y'all's cookies don't get taxed? Rude. They do here. They're a luxury item. Pretty much everything has a sales tax, just some lower than others. Doesn't matter if it's a cake or a cookie, it still gets a haha. Oh, that is just not fair. You can buy cookies for, no sales tax. Psh. If I want Oreos, I'm getting taxed on it. We're just getting jippered. Last rude customers and no tax on some of your sweets. Though I am more of a cake person than a cookie person. But that's mostly because I'm a snob. I can make my own cookies. I have not mastered a cake from scratch. Most food doesn't have sales tax. Plus, it's included in the advertised price on the shelf, so we don't have to take tax into account. I like that. I just ate a load of shortbread. Ooh. Yar's like, this is the price. Just kidding. And it depends, like, state to state what the sales tax is. Like, some states, I think it's Minnesota, doesn't have state tax or sales tax. And then like certain places in Tennessee, it's like 10%. In Georgia, where I used to live, that area was only like 7%. And there was like 2 days a year where you didn't have sales tax. So that's when folks would go shopping because it's essentially, you're getting 7-8% off. Which if you're buying enough stuff, that freaking adds up. Yeah, that confuses me. It's all included here in the bottom where the receipt tells you how much you paid. Nice. It's kind of like here, it's like the gas prices. Yeah, it's $3.14 and 9/10. So it's $3.15 because we don't have a part of a penny. So we got a little bit done today. And at that point, my hand is cramping from holding this thing stiff, so. Woo! Maybe in another session or two, I'll finally be able to start on the actual Hogwarts bit. Though I do need to do Harry. He's not going to stay blue. I've got a special thread for him. Small progress, but progress. I'll take it. Well, thank you for coming in. It was fun chatting with you. Hopefully we didn't get too angry with all the real world stuff. Hopefully your book will be good despite it being, a banned, non-fiction thing. You can enjoy the rest of your day, and the weather will be nice enough for a short little walk somewhere. Sneak some pets on a cute little llama. I look forward to seeing all your reviews next week. I have just hit the homophobia section, so maybe... Ooh. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a happy-making book. Maybe the bad guys will get what's coming to them. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I have one nonfiction book. Well, okay. No, maybe 3, but they're all on fireworks and demolition. So they're not anger-making ones. I can't do most on them. Humans. Can I put them all in dog kennels and trade them? There's never happy stuff with the nonfiction. Shrug. We shall see. It's kind of a guide to sexuality. Honestly, I'm surprised you could get that there from... All I've heard is supposed to be we can't admit that we don't know where babies come from. The stork drops them off. And also, Demolition's book sounds like a great idea. I got it years ago and I still have not read through it. And I really need to, because it's about the folks that started the whole implosion demolition thing. They were just well, we used to kind of do this to get rid of stumps on the yard, and it became a business and a thing. It's oh, I didn't realize that was so new. But just don't work with explosives with somebody that doesn't have all their fingers. I've heard stories. So I had a teacher that that guy finally got banned after he lost his third finger. I mean, I have to deal with fireworks because fireworks are freaking awesome. They give me the key, the force. They used to let me make them. I miss it. I got to make them and then go test them. One day it will come back and it'll be so much fun. I love the smell. I don't know the smell, but I love the sound. I know it's coming. And it's so pretty. And it traumatizes one of my friends. But I kind of wonder about her because she also is stuck in the 80s and loves pink. So, she's just damaged. Just hot pink everything. Oh, may you have some fun with some fireworks. We still have to wait it. Ooh, not quite a month. Got 3 weeks left. But they do it wrong around here. It's supposed to be for the 4th of July. And they'll set them off on the 2nd or the 3rd. You're doing it wrong. If you're going to do that, just do it all nights. I am an 80s kid and wearing hot pink for work this week. No, pink is acceptable in flowers and makeup. Hot pink is just, are you trying to blind me? We can only sell them for New Year and bonfire night. Hey, if it's cold enough, every night is bonfire night. That should be the rule. The redhead has spoken. Restricted license, sadly. Oh, that's not nice. But again, I used to live somewhere where it was also not allowed. But then you just drive an hour over state lines where you could get it and then bribe the neighbors. So maybe 5 weeks a year sales are allowed. So that's why y'all come to America, because y'all want some good fireworks. And you don't want to have to wait 6 months. Now I get it. Yeah. See, I got spoiled because I grew up in Atlanta going to downtown to watch the fireworks every 4th of July. And it was just an hour-long show to music where you couldn't see the sky by the end of the night because there was just smoke from that many fireworks. Then they yearly talk about bans on them outside professional displays. Well, given certain people, that might be a good idea. But also, on the other hand, let Darwin get to work. It's probably the wrong thing to say, but sometimes you just gotta let it go. I only know one person who has had a firework incident. I'm surprised I don't know more, considering all the people I've heard talk about aiming bottle rockets at their friends. Or just seeing who can hold on to it the longest. Yeah. And this is why women live longer. Usually. And again, they think they're getting the good stuff. I'm like, that's not the good stuff, honey. The commercial is not the same as the professional. It is not as good. Police going to schools, talking to people over 18s only. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't work. At least not here. Are you okay, JB? He was like, I'm gonna, oh my god, flip it around. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Hedwig. Did you scare your own self? Mm-hmm. Aw, I think he's in the blob. No, I was gonna show you him making crazy face, but all you're getting is Windows glare. But he's making big-eyed crazy face. His eyes just went woo, and his ears swivel back. I think he's hearing voices in his head, and he's losing the fight with them. Mm-hmm. I'm laughing at you. You can give me that face all you want. I'm still laughing at you. He likes me out, and he will launch on the back of the furniture, and then just turn in circles and like fight himself a little bit, and then melt. So, he's closing in on just draping over the furniture like a dead bear rug. But he's small, so now he's just melted butter. Well, now that we have got onto a good note, this has been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see your next video. And hopefully you will have a nice rest of the day, or, well, rest of the evening now, because it's dang near dinner time for you. And I'll stop blinding you with my ghostliness. Catch you soon, hun. Nice. Well, good night. Thanks for stopping in.